Does it, Henry? Hope you're well. Happy New Year. That's good. Haven't seen you all year. Really going to say that a lot. I hope you had a good New Year. We, we were out of cell phone signal, everything. So we probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, we got back. We were out in the bush. The bugs are quite bad today. I can hear them hitting the window trying to get in. You can stay outside. Hey, Mrs. DVD. How are you? Happy New Year. Hope you're well. Hey, Clint. Hey, Joe. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be too long of a one today. Really need to get my shit together and actually start preparing for these things, but we didn't have much time. Hey, Gary. How are you? Yeah, really didn't have much time. We got home, offloaded the vehicle, put washing in the washing baskets, unpacked the cooler boxes with all the food and stuff like that, and just been. I was thinking, I'm not going to get to the live tonight, but made it in time. Had enough time to spare. Now, got my dark water, nice strong quadruple shot of espresso. So, yeah, I need to maybe move this camera down to like the bottom so it actually looks like I'm looking at the camera because I'm reading comments down there. You'll be able to do it. Hey, DBD. Hey, brother. Hope you're well. You see, Mrs. DBD's in my life more than yours. I like causing trouble. Speaking of causing trouble, I was on the phone with Derek earlier, and Derek for real, and he's got a teddy bear with a Harley jacket on it, and I said to him, "Well, have you got a teddy with an urban farmer jacket on it?" And he's like, "Oh, I dare you to tell DBD that." And it's like, Derek, but I tell DBD that all the time. I do prefer your Indian over your Harley. Yeah, all good, Gary. Yeah, we've just got back from being in the bush. We were down in the bush for 5 days, I think it was. I went looking for hippos. I wanted to catch a ride, but didn't find any. Definitely signs of leopard out there, but didn't see any. And it's kind of impossible to see them, especially when you're in a valley like what we were in. But we had a good time down there. Yeah, DVD. So I can tell you the story about the hippos down there. There were 5 hippos introduced into that valley. And sorry, was it 5? No, it was 3 hippos. 3 hippos were introduced into the valley down there. It's not. They obviously used to be in the valley there, but not anymore. And from that, They had one of them they had to put down because it got into the location. And not talking that just on the outskirts of the little village. Um, it was right there in the middle of the village. So it was going to be too much of a danger to the people around there. So they had to put that hippo down. That was the one. Um, then there was the mother, and she had carved two hippos, two babies, in separate occasions. Um, and right where we were camping in that, she passed away. Those natural causes. She was old. She had passed away, but her calf was still wandering up and down along the valley, along through the river, and all of that. We could actually see her tracks. And hey, David, hey, Warren, hey, Mom, Kelly's mismatch. Happy New Year to you both. Yeah, so the baby hippo was wandering around, and she was wandering around for about 2 weeks up and down that valley, and then she moved up and along. So they think she's further up. Then on the way through to where we were camping, hey Titanium Justin, there's quite a few like pools where the river thing flows down, and there's quite a few pools on the way down. And the one farmer was busy, him and his family, they go out there every so often and they'll have like a bra or barbecue and a picnic and all that out there. And they were swimming for the whole day in the one pool that was there. They're big pools, it's not small. And when they were finished for the day and they had eaten and they were all busy relaxing on the bank by their vehicles and that, they suddenly saw the hippos come out the water where they were busy swimming. So to say that they got very lucky is an understatement. Um, those hippos would have been there the whole time. There was no ways that those hippos could have come down into the pool and them not seen them come down into the pool. So that pool, they were actually fishing this weekend. Me and the kids were down there fishing, and well, we're following the whole river. We'd done maybe 5 kilometers of the river fishing. And I can show you pictures. I sent them to my mom. Hold on, let me just get that set up. I managed to catch two really big fish. They were so big, I don't even know how they fitted on the hook. I know I did send them to my mom, so I can show you on there. Let's go. Why it seems just jumped around. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'll share screen with this. Yeah, so share screen, Instagram. Yeah, it's safe to do that. Yeah. So in this river, these pictures are actually backwards looking at this. There you can see one of the pools behind that bass. So we caught no DVD. We don't have those things. Not that I know of. We've never caught them. um, hey, Bob. Hey, let me show you my biggest fish I've ever caught. I, I, I don't know how I caught it. Um, there it is. I don't know if I can make that bigger. Let's see. The sink is almost the size of the fish. And I caught two of those. So, oh, it just jumped. Okay. So that fish there, why does my computer keep jumping in and out? That fish there is called a scaly. We call them scalies. Um, they don't get they they don't get much or too big. They probably get about yeah, about there normally. But I managed to catch the smallest one, and then I also managed to catch the biggest one that they've seen. There he is there. So you can see, I don't know if what your American size is, but that's a size 12, my foot. So you can see those apparently a very big size. They don't normally see them that big. So I was quite chuffed about that. Yep, that's Gary. It's just normally bait for us here too. But obviously in the river, there's quite fast flowing. So the bass and the scalies, there must be catfish in there too. I'm sure we were looking at some big catfish, but they weren't biting. Yeah, DVD. Wait, I'll quickly move it from my feet. I can actually show you one of the pools where the hippos are. Normally, as I got there, yeah. And there's Teo fishing, and the hippos are normally in this pool down here. She's got her little pink rod. I see the pictures. It seems to drag quite a bit when I'm really changing. Enough is dragging your side. So yeah, in this pool. Normally this pool is actually quite clear, but we've had quite a bit of rain. So here's this picture of it. So normally that water is fairly clear, and it is quite deep in it. So, but yeah, that's normally one of the pools for the hippos. How's it, Aries? How you, Scott? So we didn't see any hippos, but we had some fun. We caught quite a few fish. I was hoping that from this picture I'll be able to show you what's down in the valley. That we're busy, but okay. So basically, down here at the bottom is where the camp was, right at the bottom there. You're actually driving down the side of a cliff to get down there. So I was going to go and do a live from there. And the live, okay, you can't see it in this picture on the top of the cliff. Hey, Mo Paddy, how are you? Yeah, you can't see it from here, but it's the only place we can get signal. Where this photo was taken, that's pretty much the last of our signal until we're down in the valley. Well, until we come out the valley, should I say. So yeah, it was a good weekend. Um, good week, 5 days, and yeah, it was good down there. It was nice and relaxing. Got a bit of a tan, as you could see by my feet pics there for DVD. But yeah, we had fun down there. Teo grew a little bit impatient. All she wanted to do was go and swim, so she didn't catch any fish this time. And so she spent most of the time in the river below camp, playing in the water and swimming around there. And then we couldn't. Yeah, I was explaining why I didn't do any lives from there. Was the road to get up to the one viewpoint. Those of you, I think, have seen it before, but there's the one section where we go up and we can get signal. And I was hoping to do a live from it there, but we've had so much rain in it, and the road apparently is quite washed out. So it's fine apparently getting up there. It's getting down. It's going to be an issue, and there were already three off-road vehicles that had almost rolled on the way down. One of them, it was parked like this on the side of the mountain. So they had to tie it down and then try and recover it and get it out of there. Unfortunately, nobody rolled, but they were just concerned with how that road is and with all the mud and all of that. So I decided, nope, not worth the risk going up there. So we left it, and we just basically spent our time. Hey, Stacey, sis. We basically spent our time just fishing around and relaxing and looking for hippos. But unfortunately, no hippos. There, like I say in the description thing, there was signs of leopard. Apparently, there was some buck that had their stomachs pulled out, which is normally a sign of a leopard. So yeah, but we'll never see those leopards in that valley. There's just maybe at night if we had to go with a torch in it, but you'll just see a small glimpse of them. There's this you basically in a valley the whole time, and the bush and all that around you is way too dense to be able to see anything. We have seen kudu there, we've seen bushbuck, nyala, impala, warthog, and darker. That's Warren's favorite buck is a darker. Antelope. It's the smallest antelope. Fun fact, darker is probably the only antelope that will eat meat because they'll scavenge meat as well. So yeah, the little horns are normally about so big. Don't let those little things fool you. You catch one of those things, you hold onto its head because they will put those horns straight into your neck if you're not careful. So yeah, that was our New Year's or our holidays. Tanya's back at work tomorrow. I've still got another week, I hope, unless I get a call out. But yeah, that's their holiday's pretty much up. I did get something which was, I was hoping my aunt, hey Kathleen, hope you're well. I did get something which I thought was quite cool from my aunt. I thought she was going to be on here, but I don't see her yet. Can any of you guess what this is? Other than a bag. If Robo was here, he'd be telling you it's a bag. I thought this thing is so cool. I'll give you a few seconds to work out what it is. I enjoy my dark order. That's so good. So, this little pouch, which I'll give you a size comparison. Hold on. My spider cut. So that's what, 30 centimeters long. This little thing. I'm about to have a spear fall. Okay. So this little thing is going to be my new fishing chit. You fill it out. Put that in. Put that in. And go to the other side. Zip in. Zip in. And there. You got a store. Hey, Ron Crow. Hey, brother. There. That little bag turns into a nice little store for fishing. So, I thought that's quite cool. It is a mission to pull it apart without it clipping back in. So, fold those up. Fold those up. Because it's all on elastics, but I'm getting better at this. I need the table to help me. So there it is there. Then you can, I thought this thing was so cool. Where did I put the zip? There it is. So yeah, it's just, there we go. A nice little fishing chit. Cheers, Scott. Cheers, Eric. Thanks, man. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, it's just a nice little fishing chair that I can put in my backpack when I go fishing, or behind the seat of the van. It will actually fit into my fishing bag quite nicely. So if we are going on a long walk, call it the long walk to freedom. Like I was showing you guys last week, we can at least, I've got a little chair to take with me. I've got another chair similar to that, but it's like a cooler bag, but it wears like a backpack. And when you take the backpack off, the framework sits on your back and opens up and it makes a chair, which those are so comfortable. Come to think of it, that will fit in the other chair's cooler bag. That way I can carry two chairs at once. If Teo, if Teo or Brass are coming with me, then they will have their own little chair. But they should carry their own chairs. Yeah, I'll tell you what, my carry, which I've had with me for the last 5 days, my Kaiser, everything's still going to be so dirty. Now, time for some maintenance to clean them. That's still full of some chicken in it that I cut this morning for breakfast. Had that with me. And the Spyderco Minix 2. Cold Steel Verdict. Yes, sorry. The Kaiser Mega SM. Sorry. My Mega SM. This one was courtesy of Top Dog. On a Bees Blades giveaway. I don't have the box. Thought it was up there. But yeah, I won this one on Bees. I like this knife. Then we're in specials. Yep, he was a good guy. Ish. I can never say his name. Isham. It was an Isham design. Stace, put the name up there so I can actually read it, please. Yeah, he was a good. You can. There's Isham. So with him, when you see any of his knives, even there's a Savibi as well of his. You can always his designs are very distinct with that and that, and I like how his designs are. Okay, cool. Thanks for it. Yeah, if anyone else wants to, hey Robo, if anyone else wants to send me their carries on Instagram, go for it. Now that I know how to do it. So, yeah, it was this, 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 and wow, as you can see, they've all definitely been carried. They're all bloody dirty. Pickle still Faden. I had this with me. Had my Faden with me. And then I actually had my the other knobs up in the car. Still haven't moved them out the car yet. But let me show you what Warham had. Their screen. Insta. Their screen. You know, I've got to always check the things that I share first. Just in case. There's Chris's carry. Zoom in on it. Oh, hang on, Chris. All through the Spyderco. Those are nice. And then there's the war room sticker. I was going to say something, but I'd probably get myself into trouble. War room's got a pride sticker there. And then, oh, there's your little bit driver. Sorry, I'm not good at remembering names of knives and stuff like that. Okay, so it's the suburb smock and the stovepipe. Those are, they really look cool, Chris. What is? Oh, okay. I don't know what, is that a tablet, the black thing there, Chris? And then I saw it's a little workshop field sharpener with the bits. That's cool. I do want to check. Hey, DBD, where's your carry? Send me your carry, or Mrs. DBD. Send me your carry. Oh, Chris has got some nice looking knives there. It's scary when we're talking, we see some of them, like George's drops all the time. It really does. For those of you that don't know, myself and Chris have very much got the same sort of knives. Yeah, stay send it to me on IG. Myself and Chris have very much got the same sort of knife taste, and yeah, I like it when I see Chris's knives. Another, well, there were actually another two that I was carrying with me. So the Blood Eagle. I was actually, what I was trying to say to you the other day, DBD, is that Blood Eagle, the prototype that you've got, that one I handled at Huntex. It's like a knife show, or it's everything hunting. And while I was there with Eldor, it was actually the first time I met Eldor. I was playing with that Blood Eagle, and I paid for this one back then, before, so that I would get one the moment they came out. And it is nice to see how much of this from their prototype they've used. Obviously, with the pocket deployer, and then they went with the G10. So, but it is nice to see how much of this they went with, and how similar they kept it from the prototype. And like all of you, the moment I saw it, the first thing I said to Eldor then is, "You need a pocket deployer. It definitely needs a pocket deployer." So yeah, that was one of my other carries, and then my Benchmade, my bug out. But in all honesty, this stayed in my backpack. It didn't come out with me, but it was there. It was there in spirit as well. I'm just trying to see, yeah. I hope that refresh doesn't affect anything. No, okay. I'm just trying to see. So Rabo's trying to convince me to keep a pink lanyard, which I asked my mom to put on there for him. On my Aries knife, on my Cardinal XL. I don't think it is on me. I think it's come off. I don't know. Chris would have to, because I know it's already with Chris. I might put the pink one back on, and whenever somebody asks me why have you got a pink lanyard on that knife, I will say no, because it reminds me of my friend Raybo. It looks like his underwear. So it adds to the story of that knife. We'll have to see. I know my mom Kelly is sending it with it. So it is going to be there. That pink lanyard might find its way onto other knives. It probably would go into another knife. We'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely use it on something. But old Raybo has been on my case on Instagram. No, I need to have the pink one on. So maybe it'll go on. We'll see. Maybe I'll change it as often as Raybo changes his underwear. Maybe every month I'll change it, swap them back. So I've got no problem with having a pink lanyard on me. Doesn't bother me. I know Chris is giggling away properly there now. You know what I should do? Sorry, I actually was meant to do this and I didn't. I am putting my phone on silent because I don't feel like having people phone me halfway through. There we go. Hey, Mad Jacko. How's it, brother? Hold on. Hold on. Thanks. You just reminded me. So, most of you know, Mad Yakko, and he does his hanks. This is my one for autism. If somebody, Mom, if you can, please just put Mad Yakko's link up. Please, really appreciate it. Yeah, he's got some really cool designs. I was looking at some the other day that, yeah, there's some nice looking hanks that he does. And this one is generally in my pickup. I use this one for my sunglasses and that. So I don't get any oil on it and that. That's why you don't always see it down here, because it's normally in my van. Thanks, Mom. There's Mad Yakko's website, YDDC. Actually, why don't we do this? Hold up. Oh, now I'm trying to spell. It's not always the greatest things when I'm trying to spell. Why? EDC. Um, let's have a look here quick. Why is it showing it? No. Why? Okay, there we go. And back here. Ah, why is my internet jumpy? Oh, good thing my phone one doesn't. Okay, into studio, join without this. Refresh there, because now I've just lost seeing all of that. Okay. Okay, so now let me try this again. Your brother has, yes, yes. Okay. Full screen, double wide EDC. There we go. There. So with Madako, with your first order, you get 10% off. And okay. So I saw the Tico deadbolt slip, but that was, yeah, Terry, 1931 Leatherworks. I can't seem to be able to make this. Hang on. Uh, I've gone through the site very quickly. Oh, hang on. Go back there. What's this? Ah, hey Dana, why won't it? Oh, okay. So you can't go on StreamYard. I have to share this tab instead. Hey Dad. Okay, that just looks interesting. Well, thanks. So is it showing these? No, there we go. Okay, cool. So here's some of your Mediaco hanks. That's not a hank. That's quite cool, that one. I like how that one looks. There's some really cool ones. Um, Emma? No. Here's one from when Chris was a teenager in the 60s. I'm just sorry, I'm just looking through it at the same time. But it's not. Sorry, it sounded like an accident, but it wasn't. I think somebody's had a blowout. You could hear their tire going along. Okay, sorry, reading here too. Okay, so you're going to have a limited drop in March. Hey, have you still got any of these boxes, the VHS boxes, Madaka, or are they all sold out? Robo, isn't that what happened to your foot originally? Why you lost it? Because you stabbed yourself in your foot? I do want to just shoot over to here quick, reload. So in there. Okay, that's cool, Mayaka. Right, let me go back here because I'm meant to be looking here. I got Stasis, Gary. He's got a proper pinky. Let me share that quick. Share screen. Share. Okay. I'll let you read Stasis. What's that thing in the back of the index? Stasis index. And then Stasis Gary. Stace, you just need a pack of marshmallows to go with all of that. I see the pinks and the whites, and I just think about marshmallows here. I don't know how your marshmallows are over there, but they normally, like the traditional marshmallows here, are normally you get pink ones and you get white ones. Now I see they've got all different flavors, from cola to candy floss to strawberry to, I think the pink ones are strawberry anyway, but they've got all different flavors now. So there's Stace's Carrie. I like that fish. That fish is cool. And your pink DSKFS. Do something kind for someone. Stace, what is that? This white knife looks rather cool. That's an interesting shape. I like this one. That one is cool. Hey, Scott. Am I missing people jumping in? I don't think I am. I must have. Sorry, Scott. Sorry. Have it. Shop, shop. Now let's go and see my dad's carry. Um. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you'd sent your carry in, Dad. Is Von Dutch still around? I haven't seen Von Dutch in years. Are they still around? Mm. Robo probably back then, yes, but not with what we've got now. Actually, I don't know. I think most of our civilians will outlast the army we've got now. So, yeah, it's. I probably know more from my dad being in the army, than what our army know now. And that was from just being kid and being around it all. I wanted to go to the army actually, but when we saw things that weren't, we could see the route it was going, so we decided. So then I decided, no, I don't think so. Um, yeah, it has become a bit of a joke. Well, maybe it's not too bad, but it's definitely not the army it was before. If any of you else, if anyone else wants to send me some stuff, oh, there we go. Hey, maybe I could just send me his carrier as well. And just do that. Ooh, I like the blade steel. Hold on. Let's share screen. Yep, that's pretty true, Rover. That one. Wonder why is it okay on my side it doesn't look that clear. I don't know how clear it's coming up on yours does. No, but Rover, that is that it makes a lot of sense that it is easy times. There's soft men and hard times. There's real men. It's true. Um, very true. Mhm. But yeah, I do think South Africa has got the expertise that, because of the wars and stuff. How the Kevin Smith and knives, um, the wars that were going on here definitely created a different breed, and I don't know if I want to say they definitely made a hard army. Let's put it that way. Um, I worry though sometimes with the current situation if things are going to turn bad here, but I would like to hope not. But you never know with politics, so yeah. But we don't need to talk about that. I'm just stop sharing. Sorry, Rover. Yeah, okay. I was trying to work with. I like that Damascus on this. It definitely comes up a lot clearer when I'm looking at the screen on my phone to look at this. I have, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of slip joints. Um, I do think that maybe I should be carrying them more often. I've got some. Um, hold on, I've got some very old ones, which were from my uncle. Um, so I do have, but I do have like this one, which this one says it's a Cutmaster, Utica, New York, USA. So I've got this old one, which I'm not a big fan of these. I know that there have been some nice ones that I've seen lately. Um, I have sharpened them, but I am maybe I should carry it a bit. I'm not too worried about it coming down on my fingers or anything. Um, but I'm not a fan of the shape of them. Then, yep, um, monkey fist definitely an unstoppable thing. No, well, Robert, I have actually buffed them up. Well, from what they did look like, I put a polish on them and that, even at the back here. I did polish them up and that. But so the thing is, I'm not a big fan of browns. That's why I prefer synthetic materials. Um, I've got a small buoy here somewhere. I think it was when I was a kid. Wasn't it? Was it a movie or was it a Star Trek? Where you see the ship coming past or something like that. So would that count for like this? Dude, wait. do, 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 do. There's a small buoy. This is the one that matches my mom Kelly's bowling ball monkey fist. This one will work for that. Yeah, I don't know. It's River. I'm not a fan of this. I have got, well, I got the Victoria Knox at Uncle Jimmy. The difference is this one kind of went through my pants through the washing machine at a very high temperature. So now my scales have got contours. I don't know if you can get replaceable scales, but like Uncle Jimmy, I do carry this one as well. But at the same time, I've also got a Leatherman on me all the time. I've got one on my keyring. So there's a, okay. Yeah, because I kind of stuffed those up. They got a little bit too hot in the washing machine. And I haven't seen if I can pull it off. Oh, I can. There we go. Okay. So yeah, there's don't want to lose those. But looking at that, you should go to just put the new one straight on. So I think I'm going to look for another set. Sorry, just trying to read. Okay, so there is somebody that can repair it. I wonder how they. I'm just looking at how this all goes together. I wonder if those just clip in, if you just push those on. Because looking at, I've got a funny feeling that you can just push new ones on there. Because those there, they've been chamfered down so that it can push something on and then lock it in place. So I should definitely. Yes, okay. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Because this was one of my uncle's knives, so one of the knives that I enjoy carrying. So much so I put it through a washing machine to make sure it was clean. Oh, bugger. But I know Uncle Jimmy Crow carries one of these all the time with him. So when he needs to cut stuff, he normally uses that instead of his other knives. I do need it. No, I don't. That's still nice and sharp. But I suppose this is definitely, like you were saying, somebody was saying there, one of these, if you hand them to somebody to cut something with, it is definitely, I'd say, less threatening than, say, handing that to them and say, there we go. You can use that to cut. Um, Yeah, there's only a slight difference here in size. But in all honesty, I hand somebody at work one of these, and they'll think I'm not feeling well because they're so used to the other knobs. So, are you okay? Are you sick? So yeah, it was saying that, I was thinking about it the other day, something like a bug out. So when I started collecting knives and stuff like that, the bug out size was my basic knife size. It's just that's, but it's funny how when you get bigger knives like this or one of these, even the Manix 2, to me that doesn't feel big because it fits in my hands. Okay, it fits in my hands nicely and that, but it's amazing how you look at the smaller knives and think, oh, that thing's tiny because you're so used to your bigger knives. Like this is just like a normal size knife. Even the verdict feels like a tiny knife, but that's what's so nice about this is it fits in my wallet. And I did put an edge on you. And to show you all, check, I know you like giving me gears, but there you can have a bald patch. I don't know how much you can see of that on camera, but definitely got a bald patch. Yeah, I don't see Scott things either. I don't see Scott's chats as well. It's they're not showing up. I can try refresh. Don't know why they're not showing. And I'm on live chat for him. Well, it's not top chat, it's on live chat. Scott N, just drop a comment, please, because I'm not seeing your comments. Yeah, like, okay, so Mom, what's happening now? How's a mine off journey? I'm not seeing Scott's. Hang on. Okay. I was going to say, my knife journey is Scott. There we go. Okay. But now I see my knife journey. I didn't see it before. I hit a refresh there. But I wasn't seeing any of that before. It was the first time I saw his chat after I hit the refresh. Even if I go back, yeah, I don't see any of Scott. That is so weird. Yeah, I wasn't picking up my knife journey either. That's just strange stuff. Yeah, there was something else I noticed the other day happening on YouTube. I can't remember what it was now. Um, Sorry, 5-day holiday. The brain is still in neutral. I've got a whole gearbox full of neutral going on at the moment. But there was something else I noticed on. I can't remember offhand what it was. Yeah, sorry, I can't remember now what it was. But there was something weird happening, which I had noticed on the lives and that. Yeah, that's very true. Really. They keep fiddling with stuff and just. I'm sure they got feedback that this whole system that they did now nobody wanted, but yeah. Okay, man, nice journey. Here's a project for you. Learn some Zulu. Not AI. Learn some Zulu or some Afrikaans. Robo. I am going to cut it short tonight. See, we have been going for almost an hour and 15 minutes. Just like I said, brains in a whole bunch of neutrals. I need to get back into gear and had a whole lot of relaxing. Yeah, you can watch District 9 to get some slang. Hey, Bliminati. Yeah, sorry, brother. I'm honestly probably gonna, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay awake for, but we'll see. We all know that my sleep patterns don't exactly work. The only pattern I have to my sleep pattern is there is no pattern. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for a night. Um, I did see the other day I left the chat running. Thanks, Stace. Yeah, I managed to leave the chat running, and I don't know how I did that last time, but it stayed up. So you don't have to leave; you can still carry on chatting on there. I can't don't know how I managed to do it, but it stayed up, and it was quite cool just chatting over there. No, it was good having you here, Dana. It was good having you here. You know, I was thinking about it the other day. For a knife channel, I don't actually do much talking about knives. Hey, Steve, Happy New Year to you too, brother. Um, I don't actually do much chatting about knives, really. So it's that's why I like calling it Sunday night chit chat, because it is. It's just so nice everybody getting together and just chatting and Robo being the class clown for a change. Uh, but it's that's what I actually tend to enjoy is just the whole community thing where everybody can just jump on and chat with each other, and that's what makes it so cool. So the night when I see that when I see that RE patches, I used to work. I used to run a bike shop. Okay, sorry, Robo. Just gesture, jester. That's the word I'm looking for. Not a clown, a jester, a class jester. When I see that RE, I think of Royal Enfield. I used to run the one Royal Enfield shop here in Durban long ago. Well, not long ago, but about 10 years ago. So yeah, it's okay. I'm waffling. I'm definitely tired. I just no motorbikes, Dad, motorbikes, the Royal Enfields. Because they under license they were getting made in India. It was a big difference from my normal bike that I'm used to. So yeah, it's they kind of taught me that. Well, when I first jumped on one to ride it, I went down our coast for a ride. And I decided to take the back roads because they kind of topped out at like 160 k's an hour, which is slow. And I went past the one beach and I was like, hang on, those waves are actually moving. Normally they just one solid line as you're going along. And then I was like, wait, there were chicks in bikinis. So I could actually see the scenery on one of them. Um, but it's they were fun bikes, not the most reliable, but you got what you got with them and you understood that. And that's why you would buy one of those, because I must say, probably more reliable than a Harley. We did have on the showroom, it was quite funny. We had there was a Harley that I was selling for somebody, and then I had the Royal Enfields there. And normal story with old British bikes, everyone says, "Oh no, they leak oil." You know, they run out of oil when there's no puddle underneath them. But the new ones didn't leak oil. They're pretty good. And we had this Harley parked in the showroom floor, and underneath the Harley there was a drip tray catching the oil. So yeah, it's they are cool boxes, really. Infos you can work on them at home. They're simple motors. They've got some nice stuff out now as well. Um, my boss, the owner of the bike shop, he was just a business guy that liked the whole retro thing. So he decided he's going to open up a shop, and so I ran it for him, and we had a lot of fun there, and it was a lot of fun. Reason why they shut it down, because we were making money. The importer the boss wasn't happy with the importer. So instead of his name getting pulled through the mud, because he's got a whole bunch of other businesses, he decided to close it down and shut shut it down. Which there was a lot of fun. We had sidecars and stuff like that that I'd build and put them on. And Bryce was very small. He used to love going around in the sidecar with me, lift it up on two wheels and ride along. That's a whole different ball game, riding with a sidecar. If you've been riding your whole life with a normal bike, and then you jump on, and then you jump on with a sidecar. Yeah, I put one up a bank because when I first started riding one with a sidecar, because I was going along, and along the road I was on, there was quite a sharp right-hander going this way, which was fine because the sidecar like wouldn't tip going around that way. But when I went around the left-hander, the sidecar came up like this, and I was like, this thing's not turning, and the road went around like this, and there was a bank here with a train line up here. I used the bank as a berm because there was a car coming towards me. So I hit the bank with the sidecar on the bike, went around the car, and then came back down. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But then I got more used to riding with the sidecar. And it's a mind boggle, putting it lightly, with the sidecar, because normally on the bike you can lean it and you go through. With the sidecar, there's no leaning. You've actually physically got to turn the handlebars. And sounds weird, but those of you that know riding, you don't actually turn the handlebars so much. You just do a little bit, but you're leaning it the whole time. But with the sidecar, you have to physically, you've got to tell yourself, turn the handlebar. I was coming onto the highway once and turning on, and I'm going around the corner going, it's not turning. Oh wait, I'm not turning. Then I turned and the bike went. Yeah, it really gets you thinking when you try with a sidecar. Triumphs are cool. Dad, did he have the Tiger, or which Triumph did he have? The Bonneville? Sorry, not Tiger. The Bonneville. Tiger didn't. They had a Tiger in the old days, yeah. I have seen now, because now when we were doing the Royal Enfield, so much for going off. Oh, well, that's cool. I don't need to go. When we were doing the Royal Enfields, they had the only ones they brought into this country was the 500 Bullet and the 535 GT, the Cafe Racer. That Cafe Racer, though it was very underpowered, that thing handled so well. I had a lot of fun on that bike. Yeah, you see that women, Archie, people on their phones all the time. But I feel everybody that's going to be driving on, okay, the Trident. I like the Trident. The Tridents are very nice. Yeah, I feel everybody that's going to drive a car should be made to ride a bike first, because you're a lot more awake on the road when you're used to riding a bike on the road, and when you're behind the wheel in a car, you're a lot more awake. People, I don't know if you guys know about our taxi drivers here, the minibus taxis. They kind of world renowned for stopping on the highway, cutting people off. But one thing I must say, the taxi drivers are more awake when it comes to bikes than what the soccer mom is and that sort of stuff. The taxi drivers see the bikes coming up, they get out the way. It's Yes, but at the same time, you should expect that taxi to go from the fast lane into the yellow lane, pick people up, and then come straight back into the fast lane again. And that's you should expect that because you know it's going to happen. Um, but I just feel if everybody rode bikes before they drove a car, it would definitely be a lot safer on the road. But Mom, you're saying you want a Royal Enfield. Which one would you go for? Because now I see they've got. So in India, they mainly sell the 350 Bullet or the. I always laugh. It's called the Thunder. Was it the Thunder? Yeah, it sounds so weird when I say that because I'm always laughing at it's the 350 Thunder, but the way they say it in India is like Thunder. So I always call it the Thunder. You never hear. Yeah, that would also work. Scott, that would also work. Um, I've still got a few bucks, only a few. But yeah, they've got the Royal Enfield Thunder, there's the Bullet, there's the GT. The GT is the cafe racer one. I quite like it. The cafe racer came out in a 535 instead of a 500. Hey, on the edge. Hey, brother. But now I see they've got a 700 twin instead of the single on that GT. And they've on the Bullets, they've got also the 700. But then with there's also now the so-called adventure bike um, is a what do they call it the Himalayan. Hey sister, hey brother, hey cat scratch. Um, the they got the Himalayan, which is the adventure bike, and you watch the guys do um, reviews on it, and it's the type of bike that when it breaks, you know you're going to fix on the side of the road. You know it probably is going to break, but they are just fun, interesting bikes. You're never going to get anywhere in a hurry on it, but they go well. If you if you guys get a chance, you must look up One Crazy Ride. It's the guys in India where they're using the 350 Thunders and the Royal Enfields, and then they go on the highest road in the world through the Himalayas on those bikes. And you look what they put those bikes through, where it hasn't got the suspension for it, it hasn't got all the power in the world, but they have such an adventure on them. And I think that's part of it. It's just the adventure on it. It's part of the stress about not knowing if you're going to make it there, or it makes it more enjoyable. It's just no fun going on something that you know, say 1200 GSBM. You know that thing's going to keep going all day, every day. That can make it a bit boring. So, those of you that know BEDC, I saw this mug and I thought, nah, I have to get that mug because it matches his sticker. Pow! Right in the kisser. So I am going to pull a Ron Crow movie, and I'll do this, and then my smoke over here. So no, I'm not smoking on my life. The cigarette smoking. I'm just the sucker inhaling it. You know, I joke around at the ladies at work whenever they're booking our flights, and I know every flight has it, and they keep telling you this is a non-smoking flight. It's like, oh damn, they booked me on the wrong flight again. I wanted the smoking section. I think after like 20 years, I'm sure no plane has a smoking section. No flights are smoking flights. So why? Yeah, it's yeah. So not only does Robo's leg give you Damascus, it also that's where AI comes from. Thanks for popping in, Steve. Thanks, brother. Um, that's what programs AI is Robo's leg. So yeah, it's and for those of you that don't know, the wires inside his leg are all pink. Robo holds the key to shut down AI. Actually, so if I had to go and get, I've got a plan. I'm not smoking on screen. I'm vaping. So yeah, I'm not smoking cigarettes. I'm vaping, and it's my inhaler. It's fine, but I can tell them the color of your wirings because I'm not telling them the numbers on them. So all the wires are pink, but they've all got separate numbers. No, look at that. Make mine not smell of smoke. Yeah, it's getting back to those Royal Enfields. We had a lot of fun with them. Um, my demo bike, I took around a motocross track. Learned it has a wheelie bar because when you get the front too high, the exhaust is so long, the exhaust scrapes it and keeps it in one place on the back wheel. Hey Mick, hey brother, Happy New Year. Um, the exhaust keeps the front wheel at a certain point. So that demo bike I put through hell because I wanted to see what would break on it and what would happen on it. And the only thing that ever went wrong with that bike was there was the injector, but that was because it got dirt in the injector. And it snapped. There's a little bracket underneath the tank by the seat that from the vibrations it would snap that. So there I made my own. And then what I did is I retrofitted all the bikes that we sold with that. And when a bike came in for a service, I changed it so that it wouldn't be an issue. You know what? That bike never had a proper problem with the injector. Thinking about it now, when I changed that bracket, I didn't realize it, but it had a tip over switch. And that tip over switch, I moved from, say, sitting this way, I moved it to this way. But the problem was when I accelerated, it did this, and it was killing the motor, which that was that issue. I changed the injector, but I didn't realize that that was the problem until I changed the motor, and I actually had not change the motor, change the injector, and I had the tank off to do that. Because it was all underneath the tank that I realized, hang on, there's a rollover switch here, and that was what was giving me my problem. So for a bike made in India, that thing was quite robust. And as long as you did your usual maintenance on them, they went quite well. I did, I can't tell you, and I did huge mileage on that bike. Because if I had 7 hours to kill, I'd go ride for 7 hours. And with that, the one day where I had 7 hours to ride, I thought I'd jump on a Harley and go ride that. And this is why I give DVD gears about the Harley and that all the time. Okay, granted, they have the new designs have definitely improved. But I jumped, it was the 1200 Sportster, so the girl stuff. I jumped on that one weekend to go for a ride. Like I said, I had 7 hours to kill, so I thought I'd go see how far I got in 3.5 hours or 3 hours, have some lunch, and then come back for the other time. And I'd literally got 30 minutes up the road, if that, turned around, dropped that bike off, picked up my demo bike, and went out on my demo bike rather. I just wasn't enjoying the Harley. And it more came down to my style of riding than anything else, where I want to throw it through a corner and I'm scraping half the bike away. Yeah, I'd rather not damage the bike and be able to ride where I'm comfortable. So I took that and swapped it out for my demo bike, and then carried on the demo bike. So yeah, I love giving DVD a hard time about his urban tractor. Yeah, Cicero, I've ridden a turbo butter. We had a company, KCR. Was it KCR? Or KRC? KRC. Yeah, in South Africa, there was turboing them. My top speed that I've ever done was on a turboed Hayabusa. I got 365 kilometers an hour. Kilometers in miles per hour. 227 miles an hour I got on that. Yeah, 227. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, the way that they had done that bike as well, it was like, it was very linear how they did it. Yeah, well, remember, that's what happens on the Harleys. You scrape off the bike away. Um, Sorry, Cicero, was it you or no? It was Steve that asked what the temperatures have been. It's been very hot here, over 100 degrees. Although when we were in the bush, it was Steve. So, Cicero, when you say Navara, you mean the pickup Navara? We've got, it's a Nissan Navara. Yeah, Robert, that's why I don't know. I wasn't comfortable on the Harley. I didn't like the way it vibrated everything. It's wasn't my sort of bike. So yeah, like you say, you scrape off. It's okay. So a Frontier is a Nissan Navara. Okay. So the Nissan Navara here is also, I don't know if you guys get the Mercedes pickup over there. Let's try and find this quick. I'll show you. So Mercedes have got a pickup as well, but it's made by Nissan with a few. Oh, don't show me that. Show me this. So yeah, the Mercedes pickup here is made by Nissan as well. Just trying to find one where we can. There we go. How do I make this bigger? I can go, yeah, share screen. No, my computer's burning, Robo. My computer's burning. Share screen. Yep, share that one. So we call them buckies, but that there, that there, that's basically a Nissan Navara that they've changed the interior on and put a Mercedes badge and a lot bigger price tag. But you can see the Navara in it. Hey Terry, how you brother? That's yeah. So you've got that, and then does your Navara look the same though as ours? Let's see if it's gonna. The Navaras do look very nice. I quite like this one. So that's Anderson Navara here. Okay, there was a Well, I'll show you. So I've got a Hilux. So let me just make this go away smaller. I know you guys don't have the Hilux there. You've got there's two other churches there. The Tycoon and then the other one, Tacoma. This is pretty much like what I've got. We'll get double cab. No, that looks strange. That's very similar to what I've got. Yeah. Actually, well, I've got the GD6. But my one's a newer model than that. That's a 2021. I've got the 2024, which there's slight difference. There's not much. It looks very much the same. And yeah, these are still very reliable in that. That new one, yeah, there's a new shape coming that maybe it's just the pictures, but I don't know if I'm that keen on it. They've kept pretty much, they've just done a body uplift on it. Hey, you're back. Hey, hey, TC Blades. Yeah, that's pretty much like what my one is. I'll show you. Look for the inside. At a Hilux. I know Ford and them have got a better interior and stuff like that, but there we go. So that's an automatic. Mine's a manual. It's reload. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. So yeah, with the Hiluxes in it, they've kept them pretty much. They've kept them pretty much like utilitarian, shall we put it? But like I said, this one's automatic. My one's manual. Let's try and see what else they've got. If they've got anything. There's a better picture of it, I guess. Different seats here. Sarah, there we go. But that gives you an idea what my one looks like inside. It's my one's diesel. They don't come out in a petrol or a gas. We've only got diesel ones. We've got a 2.4 and a 2.8. But the 2.8 diesel is pushing more power than what well, definitely a lot more torque than what the 3-liter V6 was pushing in the gas one. So, like, I tow a big boat on behind mine, and it just cruises along. Every now and again, you've got to say, "Hey, slow down! You've got a big boat behind you." We don't get the typhoon in that here. There was talk about it coming through, but they've never done one. So we've got on the double cab. There's a cab and a half, and then there's the single cab. But on the same sort of platform, just slightly different suspension. We do have the Land Cruiser as well, still, but I'll show you something else. Give me this. Then we get the Fortuner, which is more your SUV sort of thing. Same motor and all of that. That's it there. It looks a lot like the Isuzu, which the Isuzu is part of Chevy. So, but that's the Fortuner. Problem with the Fortuner over here is they're very much same with the Hilux. Very high on the theft list for hijackings and stuff like that, because they're so reliable and because they do so well off-road. A lot of them get hijacked or stolen and taken across the border. Yeah, so that's the Fortuner, but then the one I really would like is this. Land Cruiser. Oh, not that one there, but that bottom one below that. There's a V8 diesel. That's pretty much it there, the V8 diesel. If you want something to go play in the bush, that's the right thing to have. A lot of power. A lot of power, and it's very strong and reliable. The Pathfinders are nice. But yeah, between this and it is the Pathfinder, yeah. That's a very nice. But you can kit one of these out. Let me show you the 8. You can set one of these up so nice for camping. And all the accessories are there to do it. So here you can see they've got, when it clears up, if it clears up, no, reload. There we go. So on this one, you can see that they've done the snorkel. They've got the crash bars on the side, the rock bars. Hey, Project, how's the shop, brother? No, good, brother. I was actually going to knock off a while ago, but we got busy talking about vehicles and stuff like that. Here they've got aftermarket bumpers. They've raised this up, you can see. Then on the back of it, they've got And why isn't it sharing? Hey, I'm showing you something that's not even. Okay, let me go back there. Hang on. Reloading. Yes, I understand my PC won't let my camera connect. Yes, going into. Okay, cool. Now that's back. Share screen. Share. There we are. Now you can see what I'm looking at. At least I thought you could. Oh no, it is sharing. Okay. There we go. So as an overland vehicle, this thing's nice. Why won't it let me go up to the top of it? Yeah, so they've got an aftermarket bumper on here, the skid plates, the rock guards, and on the back of it, and that canopy. Yeah, that's they've got they've raised the suspension and that. But yeah, if you want reliability and for overlanding, one of these are fun. Um, just close. Oh wait, there we go. There's other ones. Not a fan of this color, but you can see what they've done here. Actually, that doesn't look bad in that color at all. Yeah, so that's the diesel V8. That I would say is like my Crayola off-road vehicle. One of those. Um, there's a lot in there to go and play around in the bush with. My Hilux I can't go too mad with because it gets used mainly for work. Yeah, Tristan, it is a diesel. It's the V8 diesel. Only thing about the Land Cruisers and that is their suspension is very hard. So you need like a kidney belt while you're driving it along. But that thing will climb any mountain without a problem. So yeah, they not a fan of this color, but I like how this one looks in this color. There's trying to see where they can show you. Trying to see if I can find any. I must say though, this other one of these really surprised me when we saw one the other day in the bush. One of their new ones with all the electronics and everything in it. It was quite amazing how it did everything for them. Um, oh, This is a very old one. This is actually, when I zoom in here, you're going to see it's got 6 doors on it. Right. Oh yeah, that's now good. Yeah, so this was a standard. They came out with these here. It was standard at one stage. They did a couple of them where it's got the 6 doors in that. I suppose if you want a proper big size family, you get one of these. I don't think I've seen one in person, but I could be wrong. I know there weren't a lot of them out there. Hey Neil, hope you're good, brother. Yeah, we're looking at vehicles here now. This is that new one where I was very surprised how well this thing did off-road. Um, well, it's a Land Cruiser, it should do well off-road, but it's got different modes that you can put it in, and you literally take your feet off the pedals. You have it in rock crawling mode, and all the wheels are going doof, 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 like they're all doing their own thing, how they must work. And it's amazing the stuff that thing can climb with just using a computer on board. Um, it's definitely amazing how well these things do operate. Only problem with them is the ground clearance. Which is quite strange. If you had asked me 4 years ago, would I want an off-road vehicle? I was like, yeah, not so much. Just because I like my slightly faster than average driving, but definitely being the Hilux, they go well and they corner. You can feel you high off the ground, but definitely they corner quite well. So, okay, I am going to call it. It was really cool seeing all of you here. Thank you. And as far as I know, I should be doing another live next week. Um, I don't think we've got any plans next weekend. So, yeah, thank you everyone for coming on. Really appreciate it. And it's always good seeing you all. Thanks, Dana. It was good meeting you too. Love you, Mom. And yeah, everyone keep well, keep safe. See you in the other lives during the week. Who's Zach's coming on just now? I think. And I don't know if Giovan's coming on tonight or for me tonight. But yeah, see you guys on the other chats and all of that. It was really good hanging out. I was quite surprised as how quickly that went. But yeah, keep well, be safe, clap, clap. I hope you all have a wonderful new year. Cheers. Bloop, bloop.